Hello everyone, welcome to the World Non-Summit Conference. Our conference will focus on a post-corona recovery strategy. My name is Kim Yoo-eun. I am a Gangnam University student. I am your host for this event. Today, we will be hearing from 6 presenters. Each presenter will represent one of 6 countries. The countries are United States, England, China, Sweden, Italy, and Korea. Presenters, please introduce yourself.
Nice to meet you. I'm Haley from Orlando, Florida, USA.
This is Chloe from England, studying at Cambridge University.
Nice to meet you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Zhang Wei.
Hello, my name is Eva, and I'm from Sweden.
Hello, my name is Julia from Bologna, Italy.
Hello, my name is Hanbo Kim, and I would like to speak at the Let Open Korea today.
We will begin the presentations with our first main topic area, current situation and government strategies. To begin, our first presenter, representing the United States.
The United States currently has the largest number of deaths due to COVID-19 in the world. So far, there are more than 1 million of new cases reported every month, and tens of thousands of people a day are infected with COVID-19, which seems to be apparently serious enough to grab world's attention. So far, the total number of deaths in the USA is about 208,000, and the corona population is about 30 million, which is serious danger. So what problem is in United States have put many people at risk? It can be thought into 2 causes as follows. First, the US government missed the golden time to protect the people from the COVID-19. Second, low healthcare service for the people is another reason for this difficult situation.
Next, representing England.
As you know, we are living in generation of pandemic, which means we are in danger of coronavirus, and this made our living literally upside down. Aren't you curious how exactly that changed our lives? But before I answer this question, I'll let you know how England is going in this pandemic and what UK government has done with coronavirus. Currently in England, there are about 1.4 million infected people accumulating and average 20,000 people infected in coronavirus a day. What most shocked me was, in 12 November, there were more than 30,000 infected people in UK. This means that in order to prevent an increase in the number of additional infects, the government must take strong measures against the virus. So what the government did was to make relevant regulations for a new blockade. First rule they made was closing pubs, restaurants, and only permit takeaway. And second, close non-essential shops, leisure and entertainment venues. Third, no household mixing indoors or private gardens unless in your support bubble. However, despite these rules, the toll from coronavirus is still on the rise. This is ultimately a matter.
Next, representing China.
The COVID-19 broke out in Wuhan, that is a city in China. It is known to have been transmitted from bats. There is also a claim that it was leaked from the Wuhan Virus Research Institute. First of all, this epidemic was the first to occur and spread in China. Therefore, the Chinese government has implemented a strong policy. First, China government shut down Wuhan, and the China government implemented the self-isolation policy and foreigner quarantine policy. The China government prevented the transmission through the closed way. Now, the Chinese government claimed that the COVID-19 is over. The Chinese government does not include people with no symptoms as confirmed cases. However, the almost of Chinese people trust the government's announcement, so many Chinese people enjoy the festival without wearing masks. As a result, COVID-19 infections are repelling in China. In other words, the coronavirus is spreading again.
Next, representing Sweden.
First of all, what I'm going to talk about is Sweden's herd immunity policy and the results of pursuing this policy. After that, I will outline the present policy of Swedish government. The main focus of the Swedish policy is testing and treatment. Quarantine and shutdowns were avoided, instead relying on the personal responsibilities of their citizens to take recommended preventive measures on their own. Sweden only advises citizens to comply with individual quarantine rules, such as washing their hands and social distancing. There is no enforcement of mask wearing, so few wear masks. As of November 16, Sweden has implemented a ban on gatherings, limiting the number of people gathering to 8 people, and banned alcohol sales after 10 p.m. Citizens are advised to refrain from visiting multiple facilities and work from home. Despite the ban, however, Swedish people are reluctant to follow the policy of group gathering. They continue exercising at gyms and visiting multiple facilities.
Next, representing Italy.
In our culture, a person covering the face with a mask was considered as a criminal, so Italians didn't wear masks and caps. Maybe that's one of the reasons why we failed to control COVID-19 at an early stage. The biggest reason for the spread of COVID-19 in Italy was the failure to isolate the first local infected. As a consequence, COVID-19 began to spread rapidly not only among older people but also among healthcare workers. As a result, Italy had the largest number of confirmed chronics and deaths due to COVID-19 in Europe. Therefore, the Italian government implemented a national blockade. 3 weeks into the lockdown, its effect began to show. Italy reported declines in the number of new cases and of new deaths per day. The country also saw a steady decrease in the occupancy of intensive care units.
Finally, representing Korea.
Corona is starting data in Korea is January 20th, 2020. And began as a Chinese woman entered into international airport from the previous day. There is spread and suddenly the number of confirmed cases increases. So the government implemented strong social declarations from March 22nd to April 19, 2020, and then we lowered the level and put social distance in place. Then as the spread of Corona-19 discreetly was changed to staying distant in life. And according to the severity of the Corona-19 epidemic and this impact over the quarantine agents, the measures will be implemented in level 1 to 3 stage.
Thank you for your presentation. Now turning to our second main topic area, how daily life has changed as a consequence of the pandemic, representing the United States.
Despite the difficulties caused by COVID-19, the people are following the government guidelines and enjoying various cultural rights. The government in the United States, like Korea, set the following guidelines to prevent COVID-19. First, it is mandatory to wear a mask when going out. Second, a citizen must maintain a social distance of 6 feet. People are adapting to the change the lives by following the set rules with COVID-19.
Next, representing England.
As I told you in the beginning, coronavirus made our living and culture literally upside down. So many people around the world, including the British, have changed the way they enjoy cultural life. Similar to Korea, events that accommodate many people in the UK are conducted online. And one more similar thing to Korea during a lockdown, people choose to make them as their best friend, which means when they are alone in quarantine, they have no one to meet or hang out. And so they have fun alone by cooking or recording a short video with TikTok. What I felt while studying this topic was that we were given sufficient time to develop ourselves and open to opportunity for a new experience during this period.
Next, representing China.
China government has sealed off not only Wuhan but also other areas. Now, the government is paying more attention to overseas arrivals. All foreigners and locals entering China must submit a nucleic acid test negative certificate. Also, all foreigners and locals entering China are required to self-quarantine at a designated hotel for 2 weeks, and they get at least 3 COVID tests during that period. The Chinese government has put restrictions on their food intake. The Chinese government allowed them to use only lunch boxes and services inside the hotel. If his or her family submits a family relation certificate, they can live in the same room. In addition, the Chinese government granted Chinese companies the patent rights related to vaccines.
Next, representing Sweden.
Citizens are engaged in many activities despite the pandemic. I will introduce 2 in particular. First, there is Lucia, a winter festival held on December 13 every year. It is held on this day because it is the longest night of the year in Sweden. The Lucia concert is usually held at Uppsala Cathedral. However, due to the pandemic, we can watch the Lucia concert online via YouTube. Citizens can watch Lucia concert online and eat traditional bread and drink mulled wine at home. Next, special at-home package tours are being sold, which are called land cable tours. These tours follow guides in real time in various locations around the world. Also, pre-recorded tours are available with live chat. Webcams are not required. Participation is through real-time chatting.
Next, representing Italy.
Across the country, Italians are adapting to a new normal. During Italy's national blockade, we could enjoy a different cultural life than before. Stuck inside their homes, they are looking after each other. Sociality is ingrained in Italian culture. Aperitifs with friends are still enjoyed, but now over an iPad and exercise is done in whatever space is available in suburban backyard and inner city courtyards. We played soccer with toilet paper against COVID-19 and played badminton without facing our neighbors in the yard.
Finally, representing Korea.
In our country, the situation changes frequently by keeping a distant-free society, so there was a lack of quality daily life. Various cultural events are held both face-to-face and not face-to-face first, and some of them are planned on improvement so that cultural life can be carried out only through online convention. Therefore, many people can fully enjoy their cultural life online without having to go to the site in person by person. it is much more reducing only it is possible if you give meaning to the fact you can enjoy history, various you can be taught that you can culture life in different way.
Thank you for your presentation. Finally, we will now turn to our final main topic area, suggestions for ways to enjoy cultural activities during the pandemic, representing the United States.
During the post-corona era, restriction on cross-border movement caused many people to have difficulty enjoying the cultural life of travel. So it would be really nice if many people can easily access and enjoy various cultural life by utilizing online, which is safe from viruses. In addition to food, there are also ways to introduce Korean traditional games online and make necessary supplies to enjoy Korean traditional games at home online.
Next, representing England.
So what I suggest is that participate in some cultural exchange activities between Korea and other countries. It's already been working with a variety of organizations online. It is designed to exchange ideas and experiences of each country and collaborate in the cultural and artistic sectors.
Next, representing China.
Although we Chinese people cannot go on overseas trips and experience foreign cultures directly, instead, we can go on domestic trips at a low cost with the support of the government and experience domestic culture. China has a large territory, so you can experience a different culture in the country than usual. It is good to go on a domestic trip, but people must wear a mask. Wear a mask and enjoy culture safely.
Next, representing Sweden.
Aside from the aforementioned activities, how can people interact with each other in cultural exchanges during COVID? Uncontact events. The Uncontacted Guest Talk event was held online with Swedish film directors who are unable to attend in person. Next, Korean Dads and Swedish Dads online exhibition was conducted by the Embassy of Sweden and Korea's Ministry of Gender Equality and Family. It will be effective in cultural exchanges by indirectly understanding each other's culture.
Next, representing Italy.
In this regard, I thought about how we should engage in cultural exchanges in the post-corona era. First, two specific groups can hold an online event to perform a simple mission that can be done in everyday life with masks. After that, the members of the group use online meeting to share their thoughts and opinions on the COVID-19 situation. As the situation of COVID-19 varies from the country to country, I think there will be a difference in how to enjoy culture in the post-corona era. These activities are likely to continue to be maintained even after COVID-19 is over, but will be improved and developed with higher technology that could suit the needs of people impacted.
Finally, representing Korea.
As we all know, most cultural activities in Corona are being implemented online because of Corona-19. I would like to make or suggest that many cultures share 20 culture through essence, such as Instagram and Facebook for online activate the information as on the SS is used. I think it is possible in the present area. I believe that this will be a useful time to experience its content through the screen and to exchange culture with each other. Also, I think it would be very helpful to communicate such as Facebook or Instagram, or to make good use of them in order to make up for the shortcomings of online video experience.
Now, I would like to provide an opportunity for each presenter to briefly say a word or two about their feeling in participations in this conference, starting with the United States representative, then continuing in the same order of presenters as previous.
I appreciate that such time was allowed, and also I'm very honored and happy to be able to participate in such a great time World Summit today. As I prepared and tried, it made me grow up, which was such a beneficial time, and was able to further my skills of language and gain the great experience. I sincerely hope that COVID-19 will end as soon as possible and that the whole world will be free from the pain. Thank you.
It was a precious time for me to share many things in a short time. Also, it was so interesting to learn how different countries are enjoying cultural life while following their rules. If I get another chance like this, I'll be happy to do. Thank you for listening to my story, and I wish there won't be no virus in the future. And thank you.
It was good to know the situation of various countries through this meeting. It is pity that anxiety and disgust have occurred all over the world. I hope the day comes when I don't have to wear a mask as soon as possible. Thank you for listening.
It was my honor to participate in this conference. I learned a lot about COVID and Sweden's culture while preparing for this talk. Thank you.
I appreciate this opportunity to discuss ideas about COVID-19 with university students from various countries and share the situations and opinions related to virtual lives. It was such a great experience and worthwhile, and I really enjoyed the time spent doing this project. I was being able to gain a lot of knowledge and competency, which was a valuable achievement for myself. I hope everyone will stay safe and soon this virus will make its way to the end. Thank you very much for your time.
Today, global online enforcement world now was a good time to share the theme of the World Summit for a wide cultural life influence for the post-corona era as a relative of corona. I look forward to the day when Corona-19 is clear to find the normal daily life underneath. Please refer to explanation. Thank you.
I wish to thank all the participants, presenters, judges, staff, and anyone else who helped make this conference possible. Thank you.
네, 이번에 세계 민정상 회담을 코로나 시대에서 각 나라에서 어떻게 발생이 됐고 진행이 됐는지 또 어떻게 또 여가를 지내는지 함께 논의를 하고 같이 들었는데 되게 유익한 시간이었고 각 나라마다 정말 각 지방에 맞게 그 나라 특성에 맞게 정말 문화를 잘 하고 있구나라는 걸 사실 느꼈습니다.
이번 기회로 코로나 시대 때 다른 타 국가들이 어떻게 대처를 했고 현재 상황이 어떻게 되는지 많이 배웠고요. 사실 코로나라는 주제가 쉬운 주제가 아닌 만큼 영어를 준비하는 데 있어서 되게 많은 시간과 노력을 많이 들였고요. 되게 약간 영어에 대해서 자신감이 있어진 것 같습니다. 앞으로도 이런 기회 있었으면 좋겠습니다.
네, 여기 참가하면서 우선 각 나라별로 코로나 시대에 어떻게 문화생활을 즐기고 있는지 알아가면서 그래도 짧았지만 거기서 문화적 차이를 느낄 수 있었고 되게 흥미로웠습니다. 그리고 회담을 영어로 진행하니까 이제 영어 실력도 향상되는 것도 향상되는 건데 확실히 영어를 공부하는 거랑 말하는 거랑은 엄연히 되게 다르잖아요. 근데 여기서 이제 원래 말하기 실력을 조금 더 향상할 수 있는 계기가 됐던 것 같습니다.
세계 비정상회담에 참여하면서 정말 제 나라였던 스웨덴의 문화라든지 코로나 상황에 대해서 처음으로 알게 돼서 되게 흥미로웠고 되게 준비하는 데는 어려움이 많았지만 교수님이랑 이렇게 1대1로 첨삭 지도를 받고 읽기 지도를 받으면서 엄청 유익한 시간이었어요.
영어로 회담을 진행한다고 해서 정말 많이 지원할 때 고민도 많이 하고 이제 어려울까봐 걱정도 많이 했는데 생각보다 영어로 진행하는 게 그렇게 어렵지 않다는 것을 알고 이제 뭔가 자신감을 좀 얻게 된 것 같고요. 그리고 이제 지금 코로나로 인해서 미국이 가장 힘들고 위험한 국가라는 걸 전부 다 알고 있는데 그 자세한 이면은 잘 모르잖아요. 근데 이제 이번에 준비하면서 미국에 대해서 더 많이 알게 되고 그리고 또 어떤 정책들이 시행되고 있는지도 더 자세하게 알 수 있어서 좀 더 글로벌한 그런 느낌을 많이 받았고요. 그리고 짧은 시간이었지만 정말 시험 기간에 힘들기도 했지만 그래도 교수님이랑 같이 이렇게 첨삭도 하고 그리고 좋은 추억을 만들 수 있어서 너무 좋은 것 같았어요.
원래 한국어로 진행하는 거는 되게 많이 해봤지만 영어로 회담 진행하는 거는 처음이라서 많이 부족하고 잘 몰랐는데 그러한 부분들을 이제 교수님께서 피드백을 너무 잘 해주시고 또 어떤 영상 추천해 주시면서 사회자는 이렇게 하는 거다라는 느낌도 알려주시고 억양이나 톤이라든가 끊어읽기 이런 것들도 다 자세하게 알려주셔서 처음이지만 그래도 큰 무리 없이 잘 진행할 수 있어서 되게 좋았던 것 같아요. 교수님의 피드백이 너무 좋았던 것 같아요.
프로그램을 참여하면서 교수님과 함께 첨삭을 받고 이제 의견도 나누는 덕분에 한층 더 나아진 영어 작문 실력을 쌓을 수 있었던 것 같고 보다 이제 이런 프로그램에서 영어 작문 실력과 함께 말하는 실력도 쌓을 수 있어서 정말 좋은 유익한 시간이었던 것 같습니다.